Yes, Rascal and Disco beer review with me, Disco, coming at you with another beer video from in front of the cans and bottles here on the bar, what I'm still ridiculously calling the Disco Arms. Something a little bit different, or at least completely different, up the other end of the beer scale to my previous beer video. And as you can see, I've got a bottle of Timothy Taylor Landlord Dark. So you probably recognise Timothy Taylor Landlord, this fairly classic, traditional pale ale, coming in 4.1%. This I was quite surprised to find out, actually. I was just looking it up. Exactly the same malt bill and hops as Landlord, but with the addition of caramelised sugars. So it says on the website to give a rich yet light and drinkable dark ale. Been looking to try and find this one for quite some time. I've been aware of it. I say mostly on cask. Generally, I think this one I've seen pictures and that on Twitter and stuff, and beer media up north. Don't tend to see it too much down here in London. So I was particularly pleased to see it on a brief wander around Big Sainsbury's the other day. So I thought I'd pick up a couple of bottles. Let's get into the glass, see what we got. As you probably know, I'm more of a fan of the darker beers, although in terms of pale ales, traditional pale ales, I quite like the Landlord, preferably on cask, but also out of the bottle. Used to be called Ram Tam, I believe, this one. As you can see, pouring particularly nice and dark, with a fairly frothy off-white head. I guess there was a little bit of a flaw calling it Landlord Dark, but I guess it's pretty descriptive. Does what it says on the bottle. Definitely very, very dark brown. Not quite black, but definitely very, very dark brown. Frothy, not quite creamy. There's quite a few bubbles in there, but it's packed nicely. A slightly off-white, kind of tan-coloured head. Looks good. What more can I say? Let's get some hints of the aroma. Actually, yeah. From memory, and probably haven't had Landlord too much recently, but very similar aroma. Something slightly fruity, not too hoppy. Mere hints of citrus rather than outright grapefruit or anything like that. Works for me. Looks good. Let's dive in. No messing about. Let's waffle. Okay, yeah, a little bit more citrus on the taste. It's not massively spiky citrus, grapefruit or anything like that I do often quite say I'm not a fan of, but it's smooth, bounces off the roastiness, a little bit of kind of plumminess, kind of dark fruits there. So it's a dark ale. It's not like it's port. It's not too much like chocolatey, biscuity notes. Not like, porter. You get sort of like bourbon biscuit kind of notes. I often say. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but it's not terrible. It's got a nice smooth centre. There's a little bit of a hop burr, by which I mean that kind of just slightly spiky citrus notes, but it's drinkable. It's also 4.1%, so it is very easy drinking. Afternoon tipple. I'm obviously going to compare it to the Landlord. Now I know it's practically the same, apart from the addition of some caramelised sugars. It is quite sweet. There's some toffee there as well. It gets sweeter a bit further as you go along. I'm not sure if I like this. Maybe it's because it's a dark beer that I'm sort of like, I often get confused by darker ales, like sort of like black IPAs. It's nowhere near that. But it is quite drinkable, it's quite intriguing, it's making me go back for more. That's always a good sign. The it's also oddly refreshing. I mean, it's quite a dark and dismal day today, that's why I went for something dark. But it would also work on a summer's day in a pub, preferably on cask. But it has got that nice dark, roasty, malty flavour going on as well. It's an interesting one. I did expect to like it. I expected to like it a little bit more. It's just got that. It's got that hint of citrus. Doesn't always work for me. I would buy it again. I'd drink this again because it's Landlord. Would I drink it over and above standard Landlord? Yeah, probably. Either or, to be honest. It's a winner either way. Yeah, I quite like it, I think. Like I say, surprised to see it in my Sainsbury's. So I've been hoping to try the dark for some time. So I was pleased to see it, glad to pick it up. Not too much more to say, to be fair. An enjoyable beer for an afternoon tipple. Cheers. Disco, Rascal and Disco. Be with you. See you for the next one.